people.
And for my peeps, I truly care.
Say hi.
Cause without some of them, I wouldn't be here. And they all know how I feel. Cause suckers be like playing themselves to have mass appeal.
Hey, welcome to the Mass Appeal Podcast. How's your evening going? And are you ready for the discussions and to get involved? Your hosts for the show will be Mark Ryder, the hard-hitting Michael Eunice, and the lovely Michelle Gale. Thanks for tuning in. Share the link and enjoy the show.
So I'ma end this lecture and I bet you
I'm in now, I'm in.
Is
that me?
Cause I be
Is that
kicking
me?
the real.
I'm in.
Losing the race, trying to chase mass
Hey.
appeal.
We've shown our commitment.
That's it.
Michelle's in.
I'm in. In there.
People, check 1, check 2, check 3. Welcome to the Mass Appeal Podcast.
I like it.
This is episode 11.
Already.
11 episodes deep. 11 episodes deep. People, welcome to the Mass Appeal Podcast with myself, Mark Ryder.
You got yourself a tune.
No, I don't have a tune for the simple fact of...
Is it because Jodeci and copyright issues?
I'm just not that way inclined. I don't need a tune. But, Mikey?
Mickey Two Guns Eunice. Typically I would, but I feel so exasperated. I feel so exasperated from the
Here we
journey.
go.
Let me cut it
Me
off.
just coming in.
It's a bit much.
Mikey's late. True black man.
Yeah, yo, guys, have you ever seen me be late for the podcast? Never.
Actually, that's
I've
a good
never
point.
seen
You haven't actually. Apparently, he got lost on his way here. Or so I'm saying.
Even though he's been here several times.
And our new addition to the podcast.
Hey, Michelle
Can
Gale.
you have your name, please?
I'm Michelle Gale.
Okay.
Go on.
She said
Hey!
she wanted it. Said she wanted it. Cut. That's it.
Jeez. All right, yeah.
Can anybody name that tune? Can anybody
Name
who's
that
locked in
tune.
name that tune? Let's see. I guarantee no one's gonna know that tune, Michelle.
You are, they definitely
Come on, how did they
they'll
not know?
definitely be born well before the 80s. Or they'll be a true hip hop connoisseur.
Yeah.
One of the
Can
two.
anybody name that tune?
Come on.
That's Michelle's little intro. I don't have one cause
Yeah, name the tune.
We'll find one
Who's
for
the
you.
artist?
man don't need one still. Man don't
Find
need
one
one.
for you.
People, how are we?
Bro, I was stressed. I was, when you break out into flop sweat. That ever happened to you?
No.
So what I did? No, this never happened to me.
Not
I
as
was
all.
driving up here. So to be fair, the Mass
You
Appeal
was
podcast.
coming through Handsworth. Yeah, what happened?
The Mass Appeal podcast.
20
studio-
gunmen jumped out in the road trying to ambush Mikey.
The Mass Appeal podcast studios is well out the way, and where I'm coming from, I typically come a certain route and use my sat nav on my phone.
Right.
Right, so my battery died on the phone, so I thought no problem. I'm going to use the car sat nav.
Mm-hmm.
The car sat nav brought me to somewhere called Green Lane. I don't know where that is. Just a main road.
Okay.
And it brought me there. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, let me try and figure out this. I'm trying to drive around. I'm panicking now. Like I'm panicking. And then I thought, let me use my initiative. And I went into the nearest shop I could find, asked for a charger wire. I stuck that shit in my car, but it didn't work.
Oh, Mikey,
You're joking?
how about just being prepared and have your phone charged?
I know, that would have been better. I didn't think that my car one was going to give me so much hassle. Anyway, I got the guy in the shop to charge it for about 3 seconds. And when I looked,
Bossman charge you up.
yeah, but I actually wasn't that far away. So where I say I was lost,
Green Lane's not far.
but I was like maybe 2 minutes down the road.
Yes.
But I just didn't recognize where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah.
I've actually got these levels wrong. Why have I got Mikey's mic so loud? Let me turn
Always.
Mike down a bit.
Michelle,
Yeah. give me a little bit of.
give her
Give me some volume.
Give her some
Yeah, I
volume.
think that's gonna work out better there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
sorted,
I can
sorted.
hear myself very loud now.
How are you, Michelle?
I'm not too bad.
Would you like to elaborate on it? How's your week been?
Oh, my week has been long, but short at the same time.
Long but short.
Yes, it's kind
Michelle,
of.
you normally have so much to say.
You know,
Do you know what I'm saying, Mikey?
I'm tired today. I am actually tired. I'm a lecturer, so I teach online. And
Sorry, I meant to press the applause in.
I just
So what do you teach, Michelle? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I do. I teach employment law and health and safety and equality and diversity. Oh, thanks. Round of applause. So since COVID, we've moved into teaching online and using Google Classroom, and you wouldn't believe how tiring it is to sit in front of a computer all day.
No, I actually would. That's what I do.
Well, excuse me. I correct myself. You have an idea of,
It's
of
like
how
it's
tiring
like
it
it's
is.
like it's like driving. It's something that
Yes.
shouldn't make you tired, but actually
Yeah.
does.
It is. So I'm quite tired today. It just seemed like the days were long, and every single day seemed to be longer than the one before. So here we are, Friday,
Here we are.
but we're blessed.
Right. So before we get into the topics, we have to big up our sponsors, the Grapevine. We've still got drinks from last week, in all honesty, but they've actually delivered some drinks. You can probably see them behind my head. So we've got what we got.
Some white rum,
We got another bottle of Ray and Nephew,
ginger beer.
beer, Sprite. We got some refreshments. In fact,
Oh
Mikey.
yes,
I'll
we've
give-
even got some M&M. Is it M&M
Skit-
cookies? There's some Skittles.
Where's the cookies?
The cookies are just
Okay.
behind the drinks.
I can see a can of is that K?
Looking to turn me
Yeah,
fat on the
K
show.
is.
Is it
well.
K? Is it KA or car? K.
I call it KA.
I
KA.
call it KO.
All right, we got some KA as well. So
Yeah.
big up the Grapevine
Yes, shout
off
out to my
license,
pal.
which is located at 126 Hawthorne Road, Birmingham, B44 6BX. People, if you're locked in, I can see there's quite a few of you.
Yep.
In fact, let me just big up some of these people that are locked in already.
Yes.
So we got Sapphire locked in, we got Jenna locked in, man
Let's
like
see.
Paul Beckford, what you saying Paul? Got Natalie, little sis. Natalie's locked in.
Oh, Natty's in.
Natalie's in.
Hey, Nat.
Got Joseph in, we got Ravin, we got Bossman, Gids, what you saying? We got Nikki, who else got Tasha, Ashley. Yo, quite a few people are locked in already,
Yeah.
which is good. Right. So, the three topics today we're gonna discuss.
Hold on. Please do share.
Oh shit, yeah. So if you're locked in, tag your friends. To tag your friends, all you need to do is literally type your friend's name into the comment box and your friend will be tagged. So tag your friends. Also share the video and like the video, because the more interaction that's on the video, the more people that it's actually shown to on their timeline.
Yes.
So just tag your friends, just type their name into the comment box, share the video and also like the video, because as I said, the more interaction, the more it's shown. Michael, do you want to say something?
I like your T-shirt, man. I was just looking at it.
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
it's a real nice. I like that team. Man.
Uh-huh.
Nirvana.
Yeah,
See, smells like Teen Spirit.
yeah, man.
Lithium, you know about
I remember
them
you
tunes?
saying that
Come
you-
as you are.
I remember you saying that you were a fan of Nirvana.
Yeah, man, Nirvana are a top group.
It's not a
Or,
bad
or
t-shirt.
they were a top group.
Mm-hmm.
Right, anything else, Mikey, about my clothing? Anything you want to mention?
Not at the moment. Just big up the sponsors.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Thank you
Absolutely.
again, and thank you to all the listeners. Like Mark said, please like, share, get it around. And we're just trying to grow the brand, you know.
Okay.
And it's thanks to all you guys.
So let's go straight into topic number one. Right, the vaccine.
Oh dear.
Okay, so the UK began mass vaccination on Tuesday, just gone. The elderly, healthcare workers, and carers will be the first to receive it. Residents in care homes will start to be vaccinated, as I've just said, and also other high priority groups in coming months. So, got a list here. I've got first responders, the military, those involved in the justice system, teachers,
Absolutely not.
transport workers, and also public servants. So it seems as though it's here, which is, what people were saying right at the start of this thing, that there was going to be a vaccine.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of talk about it online. Mikey, the floor is yours.
Go get him.
I'm gonna try and be careful with what I've got to say because I don't want us to get fake newsed and pulled down. Do you know what I mean?
Pulled off YouTube already.
Yeah, straight away. So first of all, I just want to say I respect anyone's decision to do whatever they feel is best for them and for their family.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not going to try to dictate what somebody should do in his or her life. For myself, I'm not strictly anti-vaccine. I have taken vaccines before. I've taken the hepatitis B vaccine before, and there's a couple of other vaccines I can't remember the name of that I've taken in the past. I think the difference between those vaccines that I'm talking about that I have taken and that have helped me maintain health and this vaccine is I have a concern over how they can measure long-term effects. Now, when you look at any other vaccine that has been, worked on, manufactured, whatever you want to say.
It's come out too quick, innit?
Bro, listen, it takes years. What they typically will do is they'll have a set of people that will give the vaccine to volunteers or whoever, and they will observe them for a couple of years to see what the effects are. Then they'll say, okay, this is pretty safe. We're going to give it. And of course, there's some, even with the safe vaccines, there's going to be some adverse effects. Because people are going to be allergic. There's going to be some stuff they didn't think about. We know those things. But
well, some people have taken sick already, haven't they?
Yes, because that was in the news, wasn't it?
4 years down the line, they can be like, oh, I'm not saying
You've grown another head.
YouTube, please.
Mikey, the camera's there.
I keep doing this. YouTube,
well, Mikey.
YouTube, please. So we're not saying don't take it. That's not what we're saying. Yeah. So we're being very careful here. But my issue is that in 4 years, they might realize, it causes liver problems.
Yes.
It may do such and such to the blood. They really don't know.
And that company's known for that as well.
Again, I'm not trying.
Which company?
Pfizer.
Okay,
So what they called?
Isn't
Pfizer.
Johnson
Pfizer.
& Johnson involved in it?
I'm
I
not
have no
sure,
idea,
but
but
Pfizer and
Johnson
another
& Johnson give you cancer. Them
Yeah.
man, they've been to court for literally giving you cancer, right? But so that's where my primary concern is. Again, there'll be people who think that the best thing for them and their family is to take the vaccine. There'll be people who think it's not. But the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to ridicule anyone who is on either side because it's very tribal, isn't it? When we start looking at these things, there'll be people who are anti-vaccine going, "Oh, you're a prick for taking that vaccine," and then the guys who are taking the vaccine going, "Oh, you're a moron. You're going against the science."
Well, the thing is, that's how it's been from the start of this whole thing because you've had the people who were getting at people for being outside. So you remember the first lockdown where you weren't allowed to be outside in groups? Yeah. So there were various posts that I seen on. I remember seeing one of a lady going up to a group of guys, just sat down, just chilling. What are you all doing together? Like proper going off at them.
Yeah.
And she posted it on her Facebook. So you've had that ridicule. Then you've had the whole the masks as well. Again, people that I know are saying that they've just been chilling on public transport and people have turned around to them and, why aren't you wearing your mask? I actually saw a video where a man attacked a woman on a bus because she wasn't wearing a mask.
Right, so in that regard, dumping over for frightened.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to attack them. I bet you wouldn't attack me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with
Probably
no mask.
not.
Nobody's saying anything to me.
Real. Well, I've had to wear it whenever I wore a mask when I came to the event in town.
Yeah.
You had to wear a mask from the front door to walk into the venue. Then you're allowed to take it off.
Well,
which is
just
madness.
ridiculous.
It's because they had a camera there.
Well, we've remember the event where I was running security as well. Where it's like if you're sitting at the table, you don't have to wear the mask, but if you stand up at the same table, you have to put the mask on. And if you walk to the toilet,
yes, you have to put it.
you put the mask on. But while you're in the toilet, you can take it off. You can. I was just like, hang on a second. Then there was like, you have to enforce this, guys. I was like, guys,
it's ridiculous.
I'm not gonna walk around to different tables and individuals. It's not. Come on.
So that's been another back and forth, and now we're gonna have the vaccine. So I'm not taking it. Yeah, I'm taking it. Oh, you're, as you've just said, you're an idiot for taking it.
Yeah. I think where first of all, the government historically haven't been the most trustworthy of organizations.
No governments around the world.
All right, then. You know what I mean? Now, I become suspicious when multi-billion-pound corporations come out and go, you cannot come here unless you take that vaccine. You cannot jump on our planes unless... I'm saying, okay, this is different. This is different. Why is this so special?
See, what I want to know is this, because again, we've spoke about this on previous podcasts,
right?
And I've had multiple conversations with people away from the podcast, and I've been saying from day one, what they're going to do is say, you have to have your vaccine. if you don't have it, you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't do that.
It's a bit like the MMR.
Well,
When they gave it to the children, my daughter was young. It was new when my daughter was born, so she didn't have it. And I must say, neither did my other children because it wasn't old enough. Now, I have nurses in the family, so they have said, vaccine and testing and so forth takes about 10 years. And so that was a choice. But however, when my son went to do his degree in, occupational therapy, they asked for proof of his immunizations and did he have his MMR. I said, tell them that I don't have your red book. And as far as you know, your mum's told you that you've had all the vaccines that you need to have. You're not lying. You're just telling them you've had the ones you need to have.
I think that's slightly different, though, isn't it?
And schools, you can't go to school. Schools actually ask for injections as well. And my grandson's just starting nursery. They ask for that.
Okay.
Yes.
That's news to
Up
me.
today. Yeah.
That's
You got big son as well.
my kids, I don't recall ever being asked.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah,
Say
you
his,
go to
his
school
mum
now.
probably was. I don't know.
I don't
I can't
recall.
remember.
Yeah, you had your injections for school.
What I do know is my mother was like, measles, what and what? Drink the bush tea and
Mix up liquor, so
you understand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give you
And
little ginger and
You're gonna
garlic.
boil something.
You know what I mean? There was something to boil for it.
Something
innit?
was
You understand?
boiling.
So I don't remember us ever getting any injections in school.
People that are locked in live, regarding this vaccine, is it something that you're going to be taking? And again, it's not a ridicule thing because I've seen multiple people who I actually thought would be against it saying, yeah, I'm going to have it.
I know a fair few people that have said
Yeah. Enough people said
See,
they're going to have
my
it.
concerns when it comes to it, yes, it is a bit speedy, and take it if you will, but it does take a while to know exactly what these side effects are going to be because the trials have been pretty short and swift. But I'm very curious about it's the company that's behind it, and
Pfizer.
you only have to Google them and you
Where
will
are
see
they?
that
Where
they have
where are they
been.
from?
I think, are they UK based?
They have got a base in the UK, but I think they're American. But what I do know
Why?
is that they've been sued a few times because there was a time when they brought out some medication and it gave people problems with their kidneys, and another time with heart. But one of the things that the government have done with this is they've agreed that you cannot sue the company. And that is actually, you can go to the gov.uk
Now-
site. It's not nothing that I'm speculating.
Now-
That is what's been agreed.
I actually copied and pasted it.
So
off.
imagine how unethical that is. That where a company can actually be medically negligent and you can't hold them accountable.
Oops.
You cannot hold them accountable.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy.
yeah.
And you know there's a problem when even America are saying it's too quick. you know there's that's kind of an eyebrow raiser.
So is the
America
UK
has
the
said that.
only country rolling it out?
And Canada.
No. Well, it's gonna be everywhere, but I think we're the first to actually start injecting
I'll just
people.
try it
And
on them
Canada,
guys out there.
very close.
You know what I
behind.
found really funny though? I mean, so the lady in that apparently took the first vaccine, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, my family chat went crazy because they were like, "Oh, she's throwing up Illuminati hand signs. She's part of the Satan. She sacrificed
Shout out
her
to Illuminati.
grandkids." I was like, guys,
Trying to get in there, what you on about? Trying to get in, man.
I was like, guys,
Part of the secret society.
they were like, oh, look, have you seen there was like a meme where she's being wheeled out and she's holding her hands in a certain way?
Oh, didn't you see the video that I posted
Someone's
today?
like, nah, I didn't see.
never seen
Oh, yeah, I did. And I saw people going, oh, look, she's doing the Masonic hand sign. I was like, guys, chances are she was just trying to clasp her hands together and someone took a picture at that very moment.
So, what are our attitudes towards taking
I
it?
wanted to add as well, speaking to the nurse friend that was going to be a part of calling in today, it's not in Birmingham,
What's not in Birmingham?
the vaccine. It's in, she had said, Coventry and all the surrounding areas of the Midlands, but there isn't a hospital that it's actually being there's no facility in Birmingham,
Yes.
which is why she's questioning it. And they've also said, because you had said that you've just read the list of people that are to have it,
Yeah.
and they've been told they're not having it.
Nurses aren't having it.
Well, she said that her hospital, that NHS trust that she works
Listen,
for,
if there's
they're not getting
if
it
there's one
at
thing
the
that is,
moment.
if there's one thing that has been highlighted on multiple occasions throughout this whole thing is, don't believe what you're told. Do you know what I mean?
I
Straight
guess.
up.
Yeah. You know, every stage that we've moved to with this thing,
It
something's
shifts.
happened that they said wasn't going to happen.
Well,
Yes.
also, companies always lie to you.
Oh,
so
somebody
imagine
has
how many
actually
how many people do you know that were in
Yeah,
a company and going, oh, we thought we were going to lose our jobs, but the manager said everything's okay.
Well, the
and then
thing-
2 weeks later, everyone loses
But
their
the,
job.
the thing is this as well, and I always say this, right? Like, everybody knows that politicians lie. It's a politician's job to lie and to dodge the truth. That's what they do. Yeah.
No, and
So politicians' life, like for 3 years and 11 months straight. But then you know when it's time for an election or something, we start believing him. Oh, my man said he's going to do this, so I need to vote for him. And oh, he says he's going to do that, so I need to vote for them. Politicians are liars. So when these people are on TV saying about it's not going to be mandatory, or we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that,
we gotta wait
I
and
can't
see.
comprehend how people listen to them and believe them.
Gotta wait and see.
That's why I don't even watch the news, because for
don't
me
watch
it's just
it,
a load of bollocks. Pardon my French. You know, them saying it's not going to be mandatory, give it a year, because what they're going to do, they're going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until you have to take it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to live a normal life.
I think that they're going to leave it down to individual businesses to make that choice, so the government won't be held accountable for you've made it mandatory.
No, Michelle. I think what they're going to do, they're going to like put the pressure on the businesses
Yeah, probably.
to do it.
Most likely.
And depending on the type of industry it is as well, if it's something where you're face to face with people, let's say you're a salesperson, you're selling cars, you're gonna have to take it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Well,
lose your job.
Yeah.
If you work in healthcare, you're gonna have to take it. Otherwise, lose your job.
But again, they'll be in the background, but they ain't going to make it seem like, you know, it's legislation. The government have said, oh no, it's the businesses.
We already know that
will
these
be.
we already know that these people lie. And the thing is, all this is going on. People aren't even looking at Brexit. I seen something today about Brexit. Actually,
Oh, don't.
I don't even understand. I don't even understand it.
Brexit is
I don't
tur-
understand
is
Brexit
making
at
me
all.
very
I don't
angry.
even understand it. But Boris came out today and he said something
No deal.
about, oh well, actually, we're going to have to go back on something else that I promised wasn't going to happen.
There's
So
gonna
these
be no deal.
these
It's chi-
people, these
took the
people
time.
do nothing but lie to us.
Yeah.
So
What we knew from the beginning when it came to, in fact, I'm not even going to get into Brexit because I'm quite passionate about that. It really cheeses me off. But hey, here we are.
so
Can I
again,
just ask? Because I remember one of the groups you said was civil servants. Was it?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What is a civil servant? Like,
Oh
what,
no, no,
what
no!
does that
Actually,
cover?
it was public servant. It's a
Public
public
servant.
servant, the same
Public
as a civil
servant.
servant.
Public,
Yeah,
civil.
well,
What is it?
When you work for the government or you,
But it's-
you work local authority,
No, but
local government.
It's public servants essential to the pandemic response. So it's not
Right.
all public service.
Yeah.
Sorry, public servants. I think, yeah, as you said, it's when you work for the government. So if you work for a council or something,
Yes, that's right.
your class.
So what if, like, for instance, someone was working for G4S,
Is that the security company?
Oh, G4, no,
which is
they've
owned
got,
by
they've got,
certain?
they've got a
Are you asking?
contract.
Are you asking for somebody else, Mikey?
No, I'm just wondering because I'm just thinking about certain, because you know they try to be smart with certain
Yes.
things. So really, G4S is a private company,
Yeah.
right? But a load of politicians own massive
Right.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
chunks
okay,
of the
okay.
company. So it's like,
Yes, that's right.
how does it? That's why they get all the government contracts for
That's
everything,
right. Yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, then so how does that work? Do they all need to get the vaccine?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. So, for instance, G4S and they're in the prison service and all the
Then
rest of
they-
it. So they would probably
they would
most
have to get
likely,
it.
yes. Yeah. Depending what your role is.
And so imagine, so you're being told, no, it's not mandatory. But if you want to carry on working here,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
how it will be dropped.
you know, you're
I
gonna have to
think.
take
We think,
this.
we allege.
So don't worry, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a
So,
choice.
so,
But if you want to be here Monday morning, you know,
so.
Who's having the vaccine?
Yeah. So my question is, Mikey, what is your attitude towards taking it personally?
this vaccine or just vaccines in
No,
general.
this vaccine. in
This
particular.
vaccine, personally for me,
Yeah.
For me, I can't see myself taking this vaccine.
Okay.
I can't see myself taking anything that isn't mandatory that I'm not sure about, and I'm not sure about this.
Okay. So what do you think's gonna? What restrictions do you think may be placed on you if you don't?
There
take
may be
it?
a whole bunch because I was looking at it and I was thinking it was very 1984.
Do you know,
It was very.
I started watching that the other night.
It's very
Yeah.
Started watching what?
George.
There's a film called 1984.
It's very Orwellian. What's happening now is very Orwellian. You know what's really funny? We used to watch all these sci-fi films. And be like,
think
oh,
never.
crazy. This is man. What kind of
Bro, do
crazy
you know the
stuff
one?
is going on?
Do you know the one which got me?
Imitates life.
Do you know the one which got me? Right. I started watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
Just before this kicked in. Have you seen that?
I've never seen it.
Bro, The Handmaid's Tale is probably one of the best series ever made.
Right.
You need to watch it, Mike.
Yeah, I have to give it a watch.
It's serious.
Where did you watch it? What platform?
On my illegal Android box. I'll hook you up after that.
All right, okay, yeah, all right. So.
But yeah, very Orwellian as you've said.
Yeah. We see, So carry on. Tell me a little bit about what you.
No. I was just saying that you've mentioned that one,
Yeah.
and The Handmaid's Tale is another series. Obviously,
Right.
that's a film, but
Yeah,
this is another
yeah.
series similar to that. But yeah, I started watching it, and literally we got put on lockdown, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and there's one scene in there where the handmaidens, because they disobey their owners, they're taken to be hanged,
Right.
and they're wearing these masks.
Yeah.
And literally, as the mask thing was happening, I seen that scene. I was like, "Oh my god!" It was just like, no,
It's crazy, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy. So you're looking at these.
Has anyone
things.
seen The Handmaid's Tale in the comments? Anyone seen The Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah, let us know if you have.
Or 1984?
Yeah.
It's actually by George Orwell.
By George Orwell.
Yeah.
By George Orwell. He's got quite a few things where it's very dystopian, talking about dystopian worlds.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'll have to watch it.
But
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
these things where we're watching these things, we're thinking, the government never did this, and then you realise that what they do is they subtly and it's micro changes, these little things.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you, Mikey?
Bro, I sat down today. You know what? And this is no lie, and you did come to mind, right?
Having a moment.
I sat down today, and I saw something where it was like an airline company was saying, we're not going to allow many flights outbound if they don't have the vaccine, and we're going to encourage all the other airlines. So this dude is saying we're going to encourage all the other airlines to follow suit. And I was thinking, hang on a second. So you mean to say everybody who decides they're not going to, well, you can't go anywhere? Then I thought, well, how far will that extend? Will it be, well, you can't come into the shop?
Yeah.
Will it be, well, you can't take this job? Well, we can't let you go in this hospital. And I thought, hang on a second. Are we going to become like some demolition man society where half of us are in the sewer with our own, do you know what I mean? Without like trying to figure out how we're going to get food.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah, I was just thinking, what is going on? And then I was thinking, how can there be so many of us
Yeah.
and so few of them, and it can be happening?
Well, it's about the collective.
We are the
isn't it?
majority, yeah. And like we were saying before, I've said this to you before, and I'm telling you it's because of the fluoride in the water, why we're so docile.
Yeah.
Because if this was the 1600s, and history will show you this, whenever they were not happy with who was in charge, they were just going out there with pitchforks and torches and just dragging people out of their mansions.
Yo, in other countries, like when they're pissed off with the government, they really kick off.
Especially
man.
France.
They kick off.
Don't play with them.
Over here, what do? We go on Facebook and start moaning. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? And then we'll say, you're not politely protesting.
Yeah.
You have to protest politer than that.
But there isn't a collective, is there?
No.
So Michelle, in fact, I shouldn't really ask you because
Oh.
you're a teacher and I don't want you to disclose too much. But not you personally, but what's your attitude towards people taking vaccine? Mikey, can you open those windows? It's hot in here, man.
A bit warm.
I'm
He's going to get his tissue
I
out.
have to get Mikey like a whole roll of tissue because he knows he's going to start running. No, the other one, this one over there as well. Yeah, mine is set up. Is it open? Push it right open. Is it right open?
It's open.
Why am I so hot then? Okay.
You're just hot stuff, I guess. How about that? Hey, press the button for yourself. What was the question
So
again?
what's
please,
your
sir?
attitude towards taking the vaccine? Not you personally,
Oh,
but
me-
just in general.
Well, my attitude towards it. Well, I had a couple of students that work in the NHS. One in particular was ambulance service, and most that I've come into contact with from different walks of life have said that they're not really interested in taking any vaccine yet because it's too new.
You know what I think is going to happen?
Is the general consensus because it's too new? Or why everyone has an issue?
I think, well, most of the feedback has been because it's new, not because, it's a vaccine, I don't want to take it, just that it needs, the trial hasn't been long enough and we don't know what the side effects are. Right. And I was even told, well, if they start giving it to the elderly first, so if somebody drops dead, they can just blame it on one of their other illnesses, can't they?
Yeah, that's
so you're
kind
just
of true.
And I was like, wow, okay.
Like Ethel was old anyway.
Yes,
You know what I
and yeah, I'm a little suspicious about that. But most people have been. I haven't come across anybody as yet that has said, "Oh yeah, I will be taking the vaccine." You
don't know anyone personally that has said that?
No, or even in work.
Okay.
So, teaching online,
you know
students, colleagues. No.
You know what I reckon's gonna happen? Bare people are saying.
I'm just about to.
Bare people are saying, you know what? I ain't taking no vaccine.
Yeah, and
I ain't taking no vaccine. And on the sneaks, they're gonna go and get their injection.
Especially,
which arm do you want?
Especially if it means that you can't fly. I think that they'll get people with. You can't leave. You can't enter into another country and go on holiday and so forth. And people get involved.
I don't even think that's going to be the killer factor. I think it's going to come down to earning money.
Yeah, I think that's where it is. Well, because people have got families, and people are going to be like, you know what? If it means my kid's starving or me taking this thing, you know what I mean? I think that's where ultimately will come down. Because I was, I thought about it. Like I sat down and I said, what if they said to me, you can't earn a penny? And it's like, okay, I got how many kids? And it's like, all right, and how am I really providing for them? And I really had to think to myself, what would I be willing to do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually went on to the Pfizer website because I do research, guys. And
see that look on his face then.
Go ahead, Mark. Go.
Let's hear it, Mark.
At present, there are 4 ingredients in this vaccine, and their details haven't been released. So there's 4 things. They've literally just got like a code next to them.
So there's only 4 things in the vaccine?
No. There's probably 8 or 9 things in the vaccine. Yeah. But there's 4 things.
That they won't tell you what they are?
No. Yeah. They're not telling us.
And that's exactly.
Come on, man. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. They're not telling us.
You know the first time I ever thought about what's in a medication, and I thought, well, how do we know? Was I was listening to a speech from the Honourable Minister Farrakhan, right?
Minister Farrakhan,
big up, the most honourable, and he said he was talking. He said he was getting a medical, and the doctor said, "Okay, we just got to give you this injection." And then he turned just before the doctor gave him the injection. It's a black doctor, so he trusts the doctor, and he goes, "Okay, what's in it?" And he goes, just such and such for the. And he goes, "Okay, yeah, but what's in it?" Yeah. And he said the doctor stared in his face and went, and I thought to myself, "Raw." There's been times where I've took medication and I've just and I've never thought, well, actually, what's in that? Yeah. So we're getting injected with stuff.
I can only ever remember getting injected once in my whole life, and that was when I got bit by a dog in it.
I was just about to tell you something about that. So tell me about this. So you got a TB injection.
I got bit by a dog. And because my mum was so militant, I didn't want to go home and tell my mum I got bit by. Because like them old school Jamaican mums. You'll get a beating for getting bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know that.
So I didn't tell my mum I got bit by the dog. And I swear to God, 2 days later, I woke up in the morning and my whole leg was dead. I couldn't walk. I was only about 11 at the time. I couldn't walk. Michelle, what are you laughing for? Evil, Evil.
I know your mum was a serious.
Well, yeah, you know my mum. You know my mum. So I woke up and I couldn't move my leg, and literally, just we went to the hospital to get a TB. That's the only time I can remember ever getting an injection.
You know, when you got the TB, how did you feel afterwards?
After about a day, I was cool.
Okay, so I got bit by a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I got bit by a dog. Same similar kind of thing. So I got bit by a dog. Tore from my jeans. This
is Michelle's last podcast, everyone.
Just nyam up the whole of my leg. Just tore from my jeans.
I haven't been bit.
And then, you know what? It wasn't even my fault. Why I got bit by a dog. I was trying to save my little cousin, so I made the dog chase me.
That's what I was doing.
And I got told, yeah, you know, if a dog's chasing you, turn around, kick it in its nose or run off. So I turned around, I kicked it in its nose, and the dog looked at me and just chewed on my knee. I was like, well, that didn't work. You know what I mean? So I went for the TB injection. Let me tell you something. There's only only the time when we were ill the other day. It's the only time I ever remember feeling so sick.
Yeah. Oh, after the injection.
After the injection.
Oh,
So
well,
whatever
fine.
they gave me in that injection, I was as sick as I can ever remember being in my life.
Remember when they're trying to immunize you against something?
They're
it's
giving
usually
you-
Yeah, brother.
The virus.
Down
I was
strength
yeah, man,
of
I
it
was
to
so
build
sick.
up the protection.
I couldn't move, Michelle. I was mash up, and
Yeah.
I remember I was at my auntie Dolores' house. God rest her soul. And they come a couple of days, like about a day and a half, 2 days into it. She said, "Pitney, get up," and I remember going, I could barely move. And she remember do star jumps, press ups, all kind of exercises, run around. And I'm telling you, I could barely move. You know, I'm doing all this stuff. And she gave me a couple, you know, the bushes and teas and. Yo, but the next day I was like, whoa, oh, okay, yeah, ready.
Yeah.
So I was great the day after.
The
But
thing that
I was really sick. man.
what's the survival rate of this virus? It's like 99 point something.
What do you mean survival?
In terms of if you get COVID,
Mm-hmm.
what's the chance you're going to survive? There's like a percentage that goes
There is.
along with that statistic. Is it 99 point?
I'm not sure.
Anyone in the comments know what the survival rate is of COVID?
If you get COVID,
Because for me, it's like, I just can't understand how the world has reacted to this thing.
but remember, when it comes to the vaccine isn't going to stop you from getting COVID. It stops you from getting the serious symptoms of it. So you know when it says that it can get down into your lungs and then you can develop pneumonia and then it can shut your organs down. That part of it's supposed to stop it from getting there. So you'll probably still you will still get COVID.
So is that
but
how
you just won't get the symptoms.
is that how vaccines work in general? It doesn't stop you from actually getting the illness.
I've got no idea.
Some of them are supposed. Well, certain
they-
ones like smallpox and measles, they're saying about it eradicated it, but COVID is the COVID vaccine is not for that reason. It's to stop you from getting the severe symptoms, what you get from it, and ultimately death.
Right. Didn't know
So
that.
you will still get it, and remember you've got to have it another one, a top up in a certain amount of months, don't
I
you?
think you initially have one, and then I think you've got to go back literally a couple of weeks later to have the second one.
So hang on
Yeah.
a second. Let me get this straight.
And then they don't know if you need to have it every 6
Because
months
let's do the math here.
or 12 months
So
or whatever.
they've created a vaccine where they give you the initial shot. Then after several months, you have to come back and get another
I'm
shot.
pretty sure it's weeks.
Is it weeks? If it's
Yeah.
weeks, it's not so bad. But I was going to say if it's months, then really the vaccine's even newer than we thought. Because if you don't, do you get what I'm saying? Because if you're saying it takes a few months, that means they had to wait a certain amount of months and go, oh, this isn't working, and then had to give them another booster.
I'm sure it's weeks.
Okay.
Where will you get the vaccine? So you'll be invited to book an appointment to get a vaccine as soon as it's your turn.
Somebody said that in the comments.
Yeah, probably by letter. Vaccinations will take place in hospital hubs, GP surgeries, sports stadiums. It's not that deep, is it?
But
Conference
what
centres.
about this? If they're going to have them in these places, what about this? You've got to store it at -70,
Yeah,
and they've got to have special fridges and
yeah.
so
I don't know. I mean, the NHS, they're recruiting 30,000 volunteers to help with the rollout.
a volunteer.
Yeah.
You better pay.
In,
them.
in terms of 30,000 people to actually inject other people. Seriously?
So there's 30,000 people going, I fancy injecting someone with this, you know.
Seriously? It's a deep thing, man. It's a deep thing. I'm more interested in what's going to happen, or how are people who don't get the vaccine going to be treated.
That's the part that
Yeah,
concerns me.
that's really what I want to know.
Is yet to come. I'm hoping that the majority. Okay, am I allowed to say that? I'm hoping.
Think about it, Michelle.
Yeah, be careful with what you say.
I'm saying
Think
nothing.
about it.
Yeah, be careful.
I'm gonna sip it. I'm just
I'll try
pull
to
it
be
all the
as-
way back
I'll
in.
try to be. I'll try to
hopefully,
speak as,
hopefully somebody will say in the comments what I was just thinking, and then we can just read
Just
it.
read
and
it
it's,
out.
and it's not my
I'll
thoughts.
try to be as walk as
Diplomatic.
delicately as I can
Yeah.
in regard to it.
Remember, Michelle, it's going on YouTube.
Yes, that's
YouTube's
why I
algorithm, let us
paused.
tear the whole
And I
thing
thought
down.
maybe somebody might have commented.
Underneath your
In fact, let's
underneath the video, it's got like a
There's
YouTube.
lots of
Yeah,
comments going on.
let's read some of these
Oh, goodness,
comments.
we're pretty
Right.
busy.
Probably gonna be able to read all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one person saying, "I won't be taking the vaccine. Not an anti-vaxxer. Just I like to wait to see what happens. Mostly due to what happened with the Ebola vaccine. What actually happened with the Ebola vaccine?
Yeah, what happened with the Ebola vaccine?
Oh, actually, I think I've seen some pictures and footage from Africa regarding that, where the kids were left sort of dismembered and stuff.
So, who made the Ebola vaccine?
Good question. Do you want to Google it?
Yeah, that'll be. if you
I've got no idea.
can you Google that?
I'll
first?
Google it. You carry on with
Yeah.
your
Who made
Judah.
the Ebola vaccine?
Wasn't it Bill Gates' lot?
I've got someone else saying no one in my house will be having it due to medical problems. And other family members are saying they will be taking it. Okay. Someone saying general vaccines are not mandatory. It's choice. It's a choice by the parent. So I think that's what we were talking about earlier regarding the school kids.
So, like, yeah, with this.
Health visitors frown upon it and try to encourage and can try report you, but it's the parent's choice.
Yeah, so I know that that's happened to us, where the health visitor tried to report us for not getting the kids vaccinated.
Ashley is saying there's a 95% survival rate. I thought it was higher than that.
95. That sounds about right.
I'm sure it was higher than that.
90 something.
5% is massive in terms of the population.
I'm sure it was 99.5.
5% is a lot.
Ashley, can you check that the survival rate, because you put
Is
95?
that which
here.
Ashley is that?
Grayson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that he's a respiratory nurse, so he'd have seen a lot of it.
Right. Okay. I thought it was higher than that. Tasha saying the only way I would ever take this vaccine is if I could travel. Is if I couldn't travel without it. So back to what Michelle was saying regarding travel.
Yeah.
Who made the vaccine?
Ebola, Smith, Klein and Beach. Smith
Right.
Klein. What they're not called that anymore. They're called Smith Galaxo Smith Klein.
Right. Okay. Actually, Tarn saying it arrived in Birmingham this afternoon. So vaccine.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah. I wouldn't understand why it wouldn't be here. With like it's the second biggest.
Yeah,
city.
but when she, when you'd asked about calling, she said to me, "It's not actually here that yet."
Right.
I
Okay.
was like,
Someone
okay,
else saying it's in
that's what you
Birmingham
say.
today. It was on the news today.
Mm.
It's in Birmingham. I got a call from work last night. Yo, obviously, Ramel, you're a nurse. So
It's a paramedic, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, paramedic.
Very
We
good.
actually was trying to get a nurse on over the phone this evening, just to find out what is how's it going to work out for you guys. Is it a case of you have to take it straight away, or is it a choice? If you don't take it, are you going to lose your job? Ramel, just drop a comment, man, or if we can call you.
Can we call you, please? That would be great.
If we can call you and have a conversation, then just DM me your number and I'll give you a call now. I should have it, to be fair. But
Yeah.
if you can call you, just send me a DM right now and we'll give you a call. But if not, you want to just type it in the comments, let us know. For people working in the medical industry or sector, what have you guys been told? Because you're saying you got a call. So is it a case you got a call to say, come in, you got to take it straight away? Or, let us know. Who else? Everyone's talking about the Handmaidens. Tao saying it's brilliant.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ashley saying I've read 1984. I started watching the movie the other night. I fell asleep. Typical Mark. Rika saying people do your own research and make your own informed decision. Yeah, I would agree. You in Spain? So Rika saying here in Spain trials are still going on, which is a smart thing to do. So,
Yes.
so wait a minute, in Spain trials are still going on, but over here they're injecting people.
Well,
It
let me
seemed like
explain
we was
something
on
to you. This could be the trial.
Well, it seems like when you have when you have a sprint, it's like the UK were in the sprint.
It's like we want to be first. And
Yeah, we were in the sprint.
Yeah. We want to be first to say,
Yes.
it's like a race to the moon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right. We're the leaders in this.
So Nikki saying it is too new. It is too new to know side effects. I'm not going to even think about taking it until it's at least 10 years old. Nikki, I'm with you.
She said exactly what my thoughts were. Need 10 in.
Ramel say nanotech in them. I was gonna say actually that was something I had written down. Do you guys think?
Oh dear.
So I'm putting my tin hat on now, right? Do you guys think? And to the guys who are watching live as well, do you guys think there is any chance that there is something in this vaccine that shouldn't be in there, which is going to affect our health, and they knowingly know? So this is me, my tin hat on now.
All of it. Something.
This is a.
It is.
Because listen,
It's a big tin hat.
listen, this is a conversation, and this is, again, without getting too deep. So, I personally read and watched stuff years before all of this happened, which spoke about FEMA camps in America, mass vaccinations, a police state. I read this years ago. And what are we seeing now? You know? So I'm not saying that, you know, that's going to happen.
Yeah. I can respect that.
All that I'm saying is, if I read something 10 years ago and now I see it happening, it's going to raise my eyebrows.
Right. I hear that. For me, I'm more concerned with the historicity of governments and medical.
One second, Mike. Sorry. Ramel, can we call you? Because if you can call you, send me a DM. So come out of the live, go to my personal page and DM me your number, and I'll give you a call. So again, I'm just asking the question, do you think there's anything in this vaccine that shouldn't be in there? Sorry, Mike.
So for me, I'm more concerned with the historicity of...
Sorry, what was that word?
Historicity.
I can't check him sometimes, you know. Can't check him. Go on with your history. Hysterectomy. Go on. Go on.
Of governments and medical specialists knowingly conducting experiments on a particular demographic of the populace.
So say that again.
A particular demographic.
Say that again from the start.
populace.
Say that again from the start. Say that again from the start.
Right.
You mean black folk?
So for, you know, I'm trying not to get pulled down by YouTube right now.
Come on, say that again
right.
from the start.
So I'm saying, for me, the concern I have is what the government have done in the past, the government and medical specialists, in regard to knowingly giving a particular demographic of the populace medication or immunizations.
We're talking about syphilis,
in which they knew they were experimenting on the people, and this is documented historical fact. You can check the paperwork. They've had to let the public know they really did this. So my concern is when those things happen, because they were told, yeah, we're giving you a vaccine, and then it was vaccines, and then how many years later everybody dead because they were experimenting on them. These things have happened in the past, and there's nothing to say it won't happen again when they're experimenting and checking things out. Now I'm not saying that is what's happening now. I'm just saying that when I know that this has happened, it makes me go, well.
So you've got a tin hat as well, then,
right? It's a tin hat based on fact.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's based on historical fact.
Yeah, you can go and you can look.
You can look up these things, and it's not just one time it's happened. Multiple times
and
they've done all this,
for
and
it,
constantly experimenting on us.
I actually watched it's a YouTube video,
right?
And it's the 10 worst. This isn't it word for word, but basically it's the 10 worst experiments that have been carried out on human beings. And out of the 10, at least 6 of them were carried out on black people, but by America. Sorry, Mikey. About 6 of them are carried out on black people, but by America.
Run that again.
There's a video on YouTube,
right?
And it's the 10 worst experiments carried out on humans,
right?
And out of the 10, at least 6 of them were carried out on black people.
Right.
I'm sure the majority of them were by America. It's either America or South Africa, places like that.
Yeah, well, so what's the difference?
Yeah, it's... So, if you're watching this, and you know, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, you'll always see black people, the majority of black people saying, we don't want the vaccine. It's not a case of we've just sat here saying we don't want something. it's because of history.
Historically.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And black people, we're very like touchy when it comes to certain things.
We get the short end of the stick a lot of the time.
I was going to use a more descriptive word for the end of the stick.
Do you
but
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Our Ramal sent his number. All right, Ramal, we're gonna give you a call. Gonna give him a call. 1 second. But it's a good video actually. Go and watch it. It's not for everybody. Someone got their media up.
No, not me.
It's probably me, to be fair. I always cross you lot and it's me. All right, let's give Ramal a call. Hopefully this is gonna work.
Can you just pass that bottle there, please, Michelle?
All right,
Can
Ramal,
I stretch
we're calling you now.
Oh, you can pick it up, please?
Hello.
What you saying, Ramal? You blessed?
Not too bad, bro.
Hi,
Okay.
Ramel.
Thanks for calling in, man. In fact, I
No.
called you, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How you doing? Long time.
I'm
no
not too
see.
bad, Mish.
Great.
Good to see you guys.
And you.
Good. So we're obviously talking about the vaccine, and we were supposed to have a nurse who was going to call in.
Yeah.
Have you got something in the background on, Rimmel?
I'll just turn it down, bro.
Okay. We was going to have a nurse call in, but due to family circumstances, she's not here today. So I wanted to talk to someone who works in the medical field or sector, just to get an understanding as to what you
I won't
guys...
say what I will say. I won't say too much because
Naturally.
of my job,
Yeah,
but
nice.
I will turn and say a lot of things because I'm a human being. So, my stance on the whole of this vaccination thing is that, for me, I think there's a bigger agenda. I think they want to turn around. If people don't know or haven't researched before, there's a plaque in America. I can't remember which state it is, but they want to depopulate the world by like 95%. So that means all of us and all of our kids and all of our loved ones gone. So there's a bigger agenda. I mean, I just heard you touch on a topic about FEMA camps and things like that. So like, you have to remember, like, they've got these super hospitals out there. What do they call again? Nightingales?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has anybody?
Are they still...
They're still
Yes,
still
they are.
there.
Still empty?
No, not empty. Apparently, they're filling up. That's what they've said.
No. Well, we've
What
got
are
one
they?
in Birmingham, which is the
Up at the
NEC.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not being funny still, but me personally, I don't think those things are filling up. I do believe that probably might turn around and use those places
Yeah.
as detention camps, because I do think that somewhere along the line there's going to be some kind of implications on you not taking this thing. Like you said earlier on, not earning the money, freedom, your movement will be restricted.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll be ridiculed from work. Work won't let you go in unless you have that. I had a call yesterday. I saw a number come up on my phone. I kind of recognized it, but didn't recognize it, if that made sense. But then when I got the listen to the voice message, it was like them asking me if I want to have this vaccine, and I can have it as early as next week, and it is in at Warsaw Manor.
Okay.
And I was like, so I've seen a few people saying it's been here from yesterday afternoon or it's come here today. It was here from Monday. That's what people need to tell them. No, it was here from Monday.
Right.
You have to remember in terms of the tiers as well. I'm just picking sense out of nonsense. Places like the North and the West Midlands that have been in the highest tiers, they're going to want to vaccinate those places first.
Agree.
Like I always curse when I'm at work because they like to call us names. So I always curse and say, "Don't call me lame." You know what I mean? Because I'm not lame man here. Like history has proven, genetics have proven. If every race, and some people may not know these things, but they need to go and do research for truth. Yeah, if every race came out of, our people, then how? Yeah, then how can we be 4 times at risk of dying or catching this virus.
Yeah, do you know something about that? I recall when this first started, and cases in Africa were really, really low, extremely
Yeah.
low compared to everywhere else.
India
yeah,
and Africa have got and those places have got the lowest numbers of
Still.
yeah. And you know what my train of thought on that was, is black people as a whole. Well, black people in America and Europe, we're not in our natural environment. So if
No.
you're not in your natural environment, eating your natural foods, then potentially you're not operating
At
at
your best.
100%
Yeah.
anyway. So
We have to think about what's really going on with us. Like, you have to remember back in the day when we were growing up, and excuse my French when I say this, but we used to turn and cuss each other and diss each other by calling each other African batty scratcher. And
yeah, remember that? I'm not
Yes.
seeing the boys in the
understand?
hood. I'm not seeing the boys in the hood.
Yeah, so and it's like only now that we've matured and we're adults now that we can actually look back in the day and feel like
No
how
better.
we were taught. Yeah, 'cause if I could go back, I would. There's a lot of things that I know that I wouldn't change a lot of things, but there is a lot of things that I would change,
Yeah.
and one of those things would be, getting the right kind of education and doctoring.
Yeah.
Because things that I know now, I wasn't interested in knowing. You have to remember our generation. We were the guinea pigs. Whether it's computer games, telephone communication, all of these things that are out here right now. We've always been the guinea pigs, and they're still trying to use us as being the guinea pigs. And right now,
Yeah.
I can't turn and say to people, not to take this vaccine or to take it. You have to do the right thing
For you, innit?
for you and your beliefs and what you think is really going on.
So what do you think is going to happen to people who, and obviously this is long term, not short term, decide that they don't want to take this vaccine? Because I personally believe, just keeping it real, that man are going to be saying, yo, I ain't taking that thing, I ain't taking that thing, and then sneakily going to their GP surgery and getting it,
But this is what you have to remember. All right, then, I don't go to church, nothing like that, but it's in their book. It's in Revelations, where for me, I don't know if this is the thing, but I do know, like, I'm not saying that I directly know one of the ingredients that are in there, but one of those missing ingredients that you was talking about earlier on is supposed to be nanotech. I don't want anything that can be put inside my system that's going to have control over me, or it's going to change my DNA.
Yeah, I've read up a little bit on this, and from my understanding, it's the virus. It affects your RNA. So not the DNA, the RNA, and apparently the RNA, it's what sends messages or something like that. So it's going to affect the messages that are sent via your DNA.
I understand, but my thing is this, and we've probably been silly enough growing, as we've grown up, to be taking vaccines, and even our parents have got us vaccinated before. Like in this day and age, I'm not an anti-vaxxer like most people, but I'm not going to turn and put something inside of me that I have no knowledge about. Like we've got, since this thing has started since March, we don't have a clear indication of what the hell's really going on out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
So you have to understand every day that you step out of your door or you're around people. If that's the case, then you're putting yourself at risk. Yeah. Now, how I pick sense out of nonsense, and what I did do through this pandemic is, like, when they said, 1 minute to wear the mask and the next minute not to wear masks.
Yeah.
When I walked into work, because I couldn't even get none. So when I walked into work with those, I had this mask with these two big massive filters on it, and everybody's looking at me and laughing.
Mikey's got one of them.
Yeah, I went on eBay and I ordered myself. I found myself one of those like army pandemic suits. Yeah, and all these things, and they're looking at me like I was mad. I was spending for the first 3 months of this pandemic. I was spending crazy money on
protect yourself.
Just on PPE.
Because there was a shortage, wasn't there? In the health service.
With, yeah.
Well, something, you have to. I got my PP from places like barbershops and things like that, or
Okay.
you know, barber suppliers, you know, like the gloves and things like that, and even the masks. Like those products became, you know, the biggest selling items out there
Yeah.
for the first couple of months. But again, you know, like back to this virus thing, I don't know. For me, I know I'm not going to personally take it. They've asked me to turn and do antibody testing. I've had people come up to me 50 times already about flu jab, and then last night after I've been on shift, I'm back home. I'm getting called in the evening asking me about, or telling me I can get I can get the vaccine done next week at Warsaw Manor, and I'm not interested. They know my stance. So for me,
sorry, go on.
no, Kevin, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say then. So it sounds as though you're in the same wave of as quite a lot of people who are just like, nah, allow it. So my thing is this: if it comes down, I hate to put you on the spot, but if it comes down to your employment or taking it, what's gonna happen? Because you're gonna have to make a
personally,
choice there.
I'm gonna have to be like Kunta Kinte, and I believe that for me, you know, my beliefs,
Shout out to Kunta Kinte.
my personal beliefs right now is that if I take that, it's gonna have more devastating implications on me in the spiritual realm than in the physical. Yeah,
Okay.
because it already states in their book, do not take the mark of the beast. Do you understand where I'm coming
so
from?
I was literally, so actually you've answered the two questions I was going to ask.
Yeah.
The two questions
So
I
I'm
was
not I'm not saying that this is directly that, but when they want to give you a forced vaccine,
Right.
that we know nothing about, a company that they've turned around, you know, they've gone crazy about Pfizer. Pfizer turned around and made beta blockers, and you know that
Yes, that's what they
there's
did.
meant to make beta blockers and then end up making Viagra.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Shout out
Like,
to Viagra.
no, but for real though, it's a truth.
No, not shout out
They
to
actually
Viagra.
made a drug to turn around and for you know, as a beta blocker, and that ended up making Viagra by mistake.
Yes.
Yeah, and then now actually sell that thing. You know,
That's mad. I
like,
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
no,
The
it's
test
true. It's out there, bro.
found.
You need to go. You know,
Yeah.
the research is out there.
Yeah, I heard it
you
was
know,
made on accident, but I didn't realize it was beta blockers.
Could you imagine the scientist who goes, guys,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe what we've just
you know
come
what
and you
up
know
with.
something? I had a conversation with one of my peers them in the week talking about that. You know, the same thing. Like, you know, the same. Are you going to take it? The implications and whatever else. And I turned and told him the same thing. Like, we have to tell him, if we don't stand up as a nation together, then we're going to fall as one. It's as simple as that.
This is what I'm saying. We've got to move as the collective.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I just want to just clarify a couple of things because the two questions I was going to ask. I think you touched on them anyway. So one was like, what are the ramifications of you refusing to take them? Are work saying, well, boy, if you don't take them,
I haven't crossed. To be fair, honestly, I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, it's a fight that
you're willing to take up.
I'm gonna have to, because if we don't stand up for something, then we stand up for nothing at all, innit?
I can respect that. And then the other thing I was going to ask, which I think he again touched on a little bit, was what are your reasons for saying you'd rather not take it?
You know, like I said, through doing research and things that I've read it or even just seen visibly, I don't trust what's going on.
Right.
You know, you know, there's other. I do believe there's other people that are pulling strings out there right now. Yeah. And I just don't want to be a party to.
So, would you say it more comes down to trust?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't trust them.
I'm going to keep it real. There's no way in the world you can be a practicing Christian, have read Revelations, understand Revelations, and what's going on right now. You're just like, oh, okay.
I don't know if I agree with that, Mark.
You don't have to agree.
You know why? Because when smallpox was here and it was killing off the whole world, or Spanish flu, and then vaccinations came out for that.
Yeah, but it's not about the vaccinations.
What is it about?
It's more about what we're moving to, and we can actually see it. It's actually happening all around the world in terms of digital IDs and stuff of that nature. That has never been discussed with any other outbreak of a disease that I've seen or a virus. I'm talking about digital.
Right.
Like, I saw something the other. Wait a minute. I saw something the other day. Amazon have brought out a device where when you walk into a store, you put your hand into this device and you pay for your goods.
Right.
That is what is documented in
that.
Revelations.
They're showing it now.
What's
they've got a
documented in
ring.
Revelation is
They've got
that
a
you put
ring.
your hand into a scanner and you pay for goods.
No, it talks about the mark of the beast being
Right.
in your hand,
Right.
and if you don't have it, you won't be able to buy or sell goods.
Yeah, but you can buy and sell goods without the in your hand.
No. We'll talk about this afterwards, Mike. We'll be here all day. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Go to that.
No,
No,
it's about Ramel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
Ramel, carry on, Ramel.
Right. Okay.
Now,
alright.
seriously, like,
You guys have just ganged
I
up
like-
and decided to cut me down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to keep your point going. I'm just saying.
I love the fact what you guys are doing
Go
though
on.
with asking, putting questions out there that many of us will have conversations when we're indoors or around people, but we don't actually put it out there for people to see.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I like that. Me personally, like I said to you before, there's a lot of things I would love to tell and say that I just can't.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
That's cool. Listen, Ramel, thanks for calling in, man.
Definitely.
It's been very insightful. I was trying to think of a long
Yes.
word like Mikey would use then, but insightful is the best.
Insightful works.
Insightful work.
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
You go.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Ramel. We'll
Thank you very
we'll
much,
catch up
Ramel.
soon.
Nah, man. Blessings.
Cheers.
Have a good
Respect.
evening. Yeah.
See you later.
Now that
Alright,
Ramel
then.
is off the
Bye-bye.
phone.
One love.
Thank you. Now that Ramel is off the phone, you can't tell me it's all about Ramel. Yeah. That's what you guys did there.
You don't like
No.
anybody.
Topic 2.
What I was-
Swiftly moving
what
on.
I was saying
Go
is
on.
there have been different points in history where everyone thought the mark of the beast or whether Revelations was
True.
coming. Do you understand what I'm saying? So every generation, something happens where we go, yo, that's the Revelation.
Yes,
it's the
it's
mark
end of
of the
the world.
beast.
I've never said it before.
When you haven't said it because you're in this generation. But what
No,
I'm
but
saying is,
I'm old.
when I say
The grey hairs.
when I say generation, I don't mean every 10
Perhaps
years.
we'll
I mean like when Alexander the Great was taking over the world,
Mm.
they thought it was the devil coming. Do you know what I mean? So different things happen throughout history.
You wasn't
where
there though,
people-
Mikey. You don't know that.
It's written down in documented history. It's written down.
Listen. This is the thing. We're all allowed to have our own opinions
I
and
agree.
our own viewpoint.
I
We don't
agree.
need to chop each other down.
I agree.
We're allowed to think what we want to think. Right. So, that's very good actually. I like the information he was giving us. And again, his viewpoint as being someone who works
Thanks,
for the
Ramel.
NHS. People in the comments, I asked earlier, what are you guys gonna do? Because it's a case of it's not mandatory at the moment, but I truly believe it's gonna be a case of look. If you don't want this, you can't go to a concert. You can't get on a plane. You can't use public transport. You can't get in a taxi. You can't go to restaurants. You can't go dances.
Well,
Yeah.
We need to be organised.
So I've got a feeling there's going to be a black market, in ID cards. I can see it coming already.
But if the majority
Yeah,
of
I
us-
agree
I
with
can
that.
see it coming already.
I
but
agree
if
with
the
that.
majority say no, as Mikey was talking
What, they're not,
about,
Michelle?
the majority say no, then they'd have to U-turn.
It's never going to happen. Because
You don't think the majority?
because the majority are not us. We have a certain way of looking at the situation, but we, if you know what I'm trying to say,
we're the minority.
we're the minority.
Oh, okay.
So
I would like to think that we were the majority, but hey ho.
I don't see it happening. And people, if you're locked in and we look a little bit fuzzy. It's a few technicals we're having. I'm looking at the big monitor we have where Mikey tends to look at himself and
Yeah,
you know
and moves right across,
yeah,
so nobody can see me.
checking. He likes to check himself out in the mirror and you know. I'm looking at the reception.
What's happening? What's happening tonight?
The
What's happening this
Tag
evening?
team.
Is it what when I was on my late arrival? We guys, all right, so this is what we're gonna do tonight.
Yeah. The reception meter, it doesn't look where it should be. So if you look a little bit fuzzy, just bear with us.
Do we? Do
Um,
we look fuzzy?
No, we
I
look
can't see.
clear on there.
Right.
But in terms of on when we're streaming, it looks a little bit fuzzy too.
Oh yeah, I can see. So
Oh,
what's
it
that?
does.
What's that down to?
Yeah, it's on. If you look on the screen, we're just not on full bars here.
Yeah, it's
So we should be on full bars, but we're not. But it keeps going up and down. So, right. So
Yeah,
let's move on to topic number 2. Before we move, shout out to our sponsors, the Grapevine Off License, who have hooked us up. So we got the oh, Mikey's just stolen the ginger beer.
My apologies. Do you want some? Do you
We
want
got
Yes.
2 bottles of Ray and Nephew here. We've got some sweets. We've got the Skittles. We've got
Ginger beer
cookies.
spreads.
What are those?
These are quite tangy. Some round trees, pick and mix something.
They look tangy, you know, that's why
They are. They're very.
I'm going to come for those in a minute.
Yeah,
the
they're
zingy
quite,
zangy. I'm not into the.
In fact, can you guys read out some of the comments? Because I'm always bloody reading them.
Oh, let me finish with the Grapevine. At the Grapevine Ltd.
Yeah, and their address is 126 Hawthorne Road, Birmingham, B44 8PX. That's the Grapevine off license. Shout to Ez and shout to Braz for hooking us up again. 2 weeks in a row.
And they do delivery. They do
Oh,
delivery.
do they?
They
Really?
do delivery, and they also are on Deliveroo. I've never used Deliveroo.
Okay, so if you guys want alcohol delivered to your front door, go on to Deliveroo. They wouldn't be on Just Eat, would they?
No, they're
No?
on Deliveroo, but what they have said is that if you Deliveroo, they charge extra on top, so the prices for Deliveroo are a little bit higher than what they are in store.
Right, okay.
However, if you live within a certain amount of radius of the store, which is where, Mark?
King Standing,
King Standing,
B44.
B44. They do deliver to
Okay.
your home anyway.
Cool. Guys, as well, can you please tag your friends in the comments?
And share.
So anybody who you think would enjoy this, just write their name in the comments, and that tags them, and then they can come in and see what I go on.
Want me to read some
Also,
comments?
please share the video so more people can see it, and also like the video, because the more engagement that's on the video, the more people it's shown to. And also, don't forget we're on YouTube now as well. So the YouTube information's on the screen. All you need to do is type in the Mass Appeal Podcast into YouTube, and the page will come up. Please subscribe to the page. We're trying to build something here. I know hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, and I've been throwing this message out. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. If you're my brethren, if you're my friend, if you're Michelle's friend, Mike's friend,
Hit the button.
please just subscribe to it's free.
Yep.
It's not costing you
It
nothing.
doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
And if you've got you go onto YouTube, press the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Please
And also
do.
press the notifications, because YouTube doesn't work like it used to. So
Yeah, they keep
you have
changing
to
the
press the
algorithm.
notifications so that you know when we got a new video coming up.
So please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Also, I need to big up my barbers.
Okay.
7-star barbers, West Brom. I did tell my barber to give me the information so I could give the full address, but he hasn't done it. So shout out to everyone down there at 7-star barbers.
Did he sponsor you with a trim today?
He didn't know.
Okay.
Nah. Take it back. Scratch. What's going on, 7 Stars
You
Barbers?
see me?
I thought he
brother
sponsored. Yeah.
No.
I thought he-
No. Listen. You see me,
Just good people's, innit?
Mike?
You're a nice
I know.
guy.
I'm a different kind of brother.
I know, man. I know.
So from
You are.
when it's my brethren's business,
Yeah, I hear
Yes.
you don't need to give me
that. No, I hear
nothing.
that. I hear
Yeah.
that. I hear
We're,
that.
we're supporting.
I
you.
do
need
hear
to give me
that.
nothing.
I do hear
Okay.
Now I'm not saying it's gonna be forever.
That was
that.
the
So you
only
got
shout
3
out.
times, my brother.
That's the only one.
3.
I'm not saying it's gonna be forever. But shout out to 7-star barbers. They're located in West Brom. If anybody knows where the main college is in West Brom, and you have the bus station, and you've got JD Sports Gym, they're literally next door to JD Sports Gym. So shout
Is
to
that in that complex?
yeah, the little complex.
The complex,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So shout out to 7-star barbers.
Okay, easy.
I've read the
Is it
comment
like?
sheet.
Is there like?
You
several?
said for me to read them. So
Sorry,
Just
sorry,
to
Michelle.
ask about the barbers real quick. Is there several chairs in there? So there's several different barbers. Or is it
Yeah,
one
yeah,
barber?
yeah.
Okay.
Loads of barbers.
Okay.
All right, cool. Michelle, read some of the comments. Michelle, comments. Hit it.
okay. So got one that says I enjoy wearing masks means I don't have no stress of people coughing on me. Okay. Oh, Linton, yes, thank you. We'll make a fake NHS passport. I'm all for that.
Shout out to Linton.
Yep. Absolutely. Sorry, but missed me with the 666 talk. That was Ashley. Caller is on point. They may say you can't go on holiday. Yeah, we've said that one. Just rub essential oils on your lungs. Problem solved. Well, why not?
Yeah, so cut open your chest and put your hand in and rub
Just have a little bit of rub up. I thought my name Christian. Hope this is going on YouTube. Missed it. Yes, it will be. I've just locked in. I missed things like I've listened. Yes, it will be going on YouTube. Not to worry. As soon as Mark hits the button. Somebody has posted from Qantas. That's the boss. Is he the guy that had said that you have to have the injection to fly? I haven't opened that link. It's a Guardian link.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that was the guy.
okay, so
The
somebody
Irish dude.
shared the link. Thank you. I'll have a
Yeah.
read of that later on. Some interesting points from the caller still. To be honest, I'm very surprised at how many people have said they're going to have the vaccine. Oh, so you've had a few people that have said that, Michelle?
I've heard quite a few people saying they're going to take it.
Wow, I haven't had any at the moment. So, and Angie was told you can't travel abroad if you don't get the vaccine. I'm against it myself, and I work in healthcare industry. My preference choice. Book up, Angela.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right then. So let's move on to topic number 2, which is the relationship dilemma.
Ooh.
So here is the dilemma. You and your partner have been together for 6 years.
Can I just interrupt you there? You didn't. What happened to
I
I
pressed it earlier.
I didn't.
But not just before you started speaking.
Come on, man.
Okay. Right. The relationship dilemma. Listen carefully,
There's an
people.
order to this.
Right. So, you and your partner have been together for 6 years. Everything is going great. You live a good life. You live in a large house and money isn't a problem. Your partner has a 12-year-old son with serious behavioral problems. The child is constantly getting excluded from school and in the past has even attacked a teacher, requiring her to get 10 stitches. You have also had a few run-ins with the child. The child lives with its grandmother. One day, your other half comes to you upset. Their grandmother has passed away. This now means their child will have to go into care unless the child can come and live with you. Your partner states this is their wish. Do you agree? So just to go over it again quickly, your partner has a child who is problematic, has attacked a teacher in the past, and you've also had run-ins with this child. The child lives with its grandmother. Grandmother has popped her clogs. Shit happens. The other half wants the child to come and live with you. Okay, and you've had run-ins with this child. Do you agree, or is it a big no? Mikey, the floor is yours.
Why you always gotta
I'd
start with Mikey?
like the floor to be Michelle's.
Sorry.
I was just about to say, yeah. I'd like her to.
Always Mikey.
I'd like
Women's lib and all that.
This is what's going
You know
on.
what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Michelle, the floor
like
is yours.
Michelle.
Thank
go.
you very much. Ladies first. Okay, so the child's 12 now. You said 12-year-old child.
Yeah, 12, yeah.
Now, I would think that I've developed some kind of relationship with the 12-year-old child since I've been with their father from the age of 6.
Okay.
And I would think that it would be the right thing to do. Yes, I can understand that there's behavioural problems and so forth. But the kind of person that I am, I'm involved anyway. I'm not, your child isn't separate over there. It's you and your child. If you get in a relationship with somebody, it's them and their children, if they have children. Albeit that most of the time, men, when it comes to a man, his children don't live with him. However, I would expect that you've been around the child and they've spent time at your house and so forth.
Okay.
And if you're committed in that relationship, it is what it is. Because otherwise, if you say no, I would expect that man to say, okay, I'm out of here because I'm going to go and me and my child are going to live over here. So I would say, they can come and live with us. I'm nice.
That was very clear cut, Michelle, and straight to the point.
Yeah, and I wouldn't understand with this scenario, as I said, it's a little different, but what I had seen and it was an actual situation, was the woman had said she viewed her partner and his son separately. She didn't sign up for that. She had no children of her own, so she didn't have a connection like that. So she doesn't know how he felt or how she's supposed to feel towards the child. And she felt that it was a deal breaker. And if that was to happen, she doesn't think their relationship would continue. And I was looking at the chap and I was thinking, are you not going to tell her do one? Just the fact that she said that to you, that was...
Do you know what's
a bit much.
I'll tell you something. There are people out there who will put their partner before their child.
Crazy.
There are people out there who will put their partner before their child.
Never that.
I've seen it.
Wow.
I think we've all seen it, to be fair.
I think
Nah.
the situation that you just described there, Michelle,
Yeah.
where the man hasn't said anything to the woman,
Yeah.
is a testament to how society has conditioned us as men to always be catering and be looking to fulfill the woman's need within the relationship.
Oh shit, Mike is going in. Mike is going in. On,
You get me?
loosen the cape, Mike. Loosen the cape.
No, man, keep it tight.
He-
Go ahead.
Loosen the cape, Mikey.
So we've spoke about this before.
Yeah.
Where, let me just sort of provide some context for this. So in my opinion, society has molded the situation between men and women where it's a man's position to always prove his worthiness to a woman. And if she has children, he's trying to prove that he is going to be a good influence, a good role model, a good father figure to that child. He's going to be good in the life of that woman and her child. And that woman, her only concern is herself and that child. And is that man going to add any benefit to that? Now, when that man comes along with a child, she is not thinking in her head, am I going to be a good influence, a good role model? Am I going to be beneficial to him and his child? It just doesn't happen. And I challenge any woman out there to be honest with herself and tell me if when she was dating a man, she was going, but am I going to be good for his kid? Because I can tell you, it very, 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 very rarely happens. Now,
Good question.
what happens is he comes along, he's doing the most for her and her kid, and then he's talked about his kid, but his kid's fairy dust. Because typically,
Did the man say fairy dust?
Fairy dust. Because, and the reason why I say that is because typically, hear me out here. What I mean by that, typically the children, when it's a single man, typically the children live on the maternal side. Yeah, so she hasn't seen the child, she hasn't interacted, and whatever interaction has been minimal.
I disagree.
Listen, so you're telling, so you disagree. So how can the child be living with the mother? And you're having the grandmother, mother, whoever it is. How can you be having loads of intimate interaction with the child? It can't happen. It's minuscule in the terms.
Why is it minuscule?
Because in the scheme of things, your child is living with you. He is with you on a regular basis. He is interacting with your child regularly. The interaction he's having with your child is nothing like
it's not the same level, but it's not minuscule.
Michelle, do the math. Do the
Yeah,
math.
but it's
Even
not the same level.
if he has the child on a weekend, how does the 2 days of a weekend, day and a half, how does that equal to the 7 days he has with you and yours?
I'm not saying that it's at the same level.
Right.
What I am saying
So-
is from experience and dating somebody with a child,
Right.
that it wasn't weekends, it
Right.
was weekdays as well.
Right. So that's not what I'm talking about.
So we're
what
not
I'm-
saying it's
so-
at the
so-
same
so-
level,
yeah.
but the interaction
Right. But what I'm saying
was
is that is anecdotal.
half-
But that's anecdotal, right? That's your situation.
okay.
So
Well,
what
I
I'm-
can only give the
Right.
opinion from what
But
I
what
know and those that
So
immediately
you're
around
telling me that those
Mikey,
people that are around you.
Where's your opinion coming from?
My opinion's coming from it's you can check statistically.
Okay.
Statistically, right?
Okay.
Now think about even in your. So I know this is anecdotal as well. So for me, I'm working during the week. I'm not working on a weekend. I get my kids on the weekend. Yeah. There may
So
be
your
some- hold on.
missus can't pick them up
I'm
on
saying
the
that. Listen
weekend.
to what I'm saying to you. There may be some interaction during the. There may be some interaction with me and my child during the week, but my new woman, who I'm interacting with her and her child every single day, isn't interacting with my child during the week.
Oh, but I was.
It might be just me busting to go collect the kid and drop him back off or whatever. So hear what I'm saying to you. So let's go back to the original point. He's proving to her, and he's constantly. So you see the day when he goes, "Yo, hear what? The child's coming to live with me, because me and the mums talked." That's all of a sudden changed the ball game because she's like, I've never had to think about if your child comes with us full time. And I got a story for this, right? Because I've always got a story for these things.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Have you got? Don't tell me you've got it.
I'm the storyteller, and my stories must be told.
Right.
I have many stories,
This is good.
tales for both
never heard
the
it
young
before?
and old.
I can't believe you found it. Amazing.
I'm
You know me, I don't-
gonna ask my cousin to sample that and make it into a hip hop beat. Right. So
I'm waiting to respond to what it is you're saying.
right.
Like,
So
I'm like
you
this.
should make some notes.
No, I don't need to.
Okay, cool.
I've got it.
So I was in a situation personally where I was in a relationship. I'm going to try and disguise the person's identity as much as possible.
Probably best, Mike.
They may be listening to the show, but I want them to listen to this and also then think, how does it sound when it's repeated? Yeah, in a public forum. Because if they feel bad about it, it's because they know. Then they realize it's wrong. Yeah. So what had happened was I was with the person. The person already had a child from a previous relationship. So I chose the person. I decided I'm going to take you and your child up. I'm going to try and be a good role model. It's a boy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. All the things I believe as a man I should be doing. And I'm in a relationship with the person. The person knows I have a child, and every weekend or every couple of weekends, whatever it was, I'm bringing my son down to interact, and everything seemed cool. There were some red flags, but I didn't blame her for the red flags because for years it had just been her and her child.
What were the red flags?
So I'll explain this. So little things like I'd come into the room and your son's got a dumpling. Why doesn't my son have a dumpling too? So it may seem simple, but why?
Serious.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Why isn't there two dumplings here? Or
Yes.
why isn't the dumpling been split in half?
Dumplings are important, you know.
Yeah, you understand?
Especially fried ones.
I can't understand it because I'm from a household where if a man came into the yard with one chocolate bar,
That's
the
not
chocolate
right.
bar got split into seven.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, right, little thing. So bedtime, youth's been dressed, put in bed. Why is my son still on the couch?
Nah.
Youth's been dressed and washed for morning time. Why is my youth still in pajamas? So it was like, okay, I understand it's just been you and your kid for years. So let me have this conversation with you. So I spoke about it. Like, I got a little issue with this, and I think that boom, boom, boom. So I thought they started working on it. There was still some things going on, but I could see them. But I didn't want to hold them against them because I was like, okay, you're not used to this situation, right? Further down the line, I get a call from my son's mother, and she's like, look, you know, we get on. So she's like, look, Mike, I'm going through a few things. You're going to need to take your son. I said, okay, I'll come around for him later. How long you need me to take him for? She goes, I don't know. I'll call you when everything's cool. I said, no problem.
Yep.
Don't even worry about it. You don't even need to send him with anything. Yeah, I'll come grab my son. I got this. I sorted. So out of courtesy, I've turned to my woman. Said, hey, look, I've just spoken to A, B, and C. I'm going to bring my son down. He's going to be with us indefinitely. I have no idea how long because she seems to be going through something. So I'd rather get him than I hear that something has happened to my child and her in the house. So she goes, oh, okay. What's wrong about it? I don't know. I said, okay. Is he sick? I said, I don't know. So why? Why would you ask that? Well, because if he's sick, I don't really want him around. I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? Now, I said, what do you mean if he's sick? So she's going, well, if he's sick, you need to go and leave him with his grandmother. So I have just got a call asking if I can take my son indefinitely to keep him with me. And you want me to holler back at her and go, is he sick because my girl, I say, if him sick, me can't take him. Are you stupid? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then my point was, yo, when your son's been sick, I've never told you take him to his grandmother's. I've looked after the sick kid.
But obviously, there was a problem on her side, but not on your side.
Right. So I'm looking at this and I'm baffled by this. So when I'm trying to talk about this and say, yo, do you not see what's wrong here? Like now it's my time to step up and take my son full time. You're talking about you don't want me to. If there's I can as long as it follows the guidelines you want it to follow. And we couldn't agree on this thing. We couldn't agree on it. And it caused me to leave the house.
Yeah, it
Don't
would.
blame you. I was
Caused me
just
to
about
leave
to
the
say,
house.
how do you stay?
Took my pitney and went.
Yeah, it would.
Get
man.
out of there.
You know what I mean? And this is real life. This is real life. This really happened.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if to this day, they can be like, actually, you know what? Yeah, I can kind of see why you would have had a problem with that. I don't know if to this day.
I like the point you raised earlier about yes. So hypothetically speaking, I meet a woman. She's got 2 kids.
Yeah.
By default, and the kids are young. By default, I'm already thinking about playing that father role. By default, what can I add?
And women are definitely thinking about, are you going to be good for their children?
But I wonder, do women think that with men?
I don't.
So single man with 2 kids, he meets a woman, does she then think to herself,
Am I going to be?
what can I bring to that dynamic, and how can I make enhance their situation and their lives? Do women think like that? Like I don't know.
I don't know if we actually think along them lines. However, I can only speak for me and those that are close
Would
around
you
me
think
that
like that?
I haven't thought like that. However, I have thought that if I am dating that individual, then the child comes with that individual, and I'm going to make them as much a part of our situation as my children are, as much as. So when Mikey was saying what he was saying, that's alien to me, because I am that woman that you might have gone to work, but I'm going to go and pick up your child. I might be going to, we might all be going to Drayton Manor. I'm going to go and pick up your child.
I hear that.
They're going to stay overnight. They're going to bath. Everybody's going to bath.
Now-
Everybody's going to eat. They are that integrated with me that my family know them. So they call my mum nanny too.
Yeah. I have been in one situation
So-
where that's how the woman behaved, the way you're describing. But that was only one.
Okay. And friends that I have around me, they're very blended family where they will have the children will be there even when the situation has separated between them and the man, that the children are still there.
Right.
So even after the fact, the children are still tight. They still come round, still communicate, and all the other rest of it. So what you're saying to me is like that's quite alien.
You're
Shocking.
a good person though, Michelle. And you know, it sounds as though if you got into that situation, which obviously by the sound of things you have, that you understand what you can bring and what you should be doing. Not everyone's like that though. As Mikey's
I'd
just
like to think that the majority are. Ladies in the comments, please let me know, ladies in the comments, that if you are dating a man and he has a child, they're a package. You don't separate the two, and that you are treating this child when they're in your life how you would treat your own. I believe that I love the same as much as.
Is anyone really gonna be honest and say, well, actually,
Yeah or no?
I don't particularly give a shit about his child?
Yeah.
Are they gonna say that?
See, and then I go as far as, so if you've got to work and we've got to, I live harmoniously.
because someone's put a comment here
Yeah.
regarding the child's mother. To summarize, that they'd be scared to mother the child because the actual mother might want to start something.
And that's what I was
Right.
just about to say, that I make sure that there's a decent relationship with the child's mother. So I can pick up the child, I can drop off you can call me,
Okay.
because dad might be at work, so you can call me.
You know that what you're talking
That's
about.
just-
How often have you seen that happen?
Well, I know that I've done it. I definitely know that my Bessie mate has done it without mentioning.
Would you say it's a
name.
general thing that happens?
In
your judgment, in your opinion?
I'm hoping it is. I can't say that it is. I can only say.
I'm also
I've got
hoping that there's going to be world peace.
But I'm only being honest, Mikey. I can only be honest. So me and
Sorry,
those.
I found that funny. Sorry.
Me, don't try and discredit what I'm saying, Mikey.
You know, I'm just saying,
No,
like,
don't
we need to be
discredit
careful
what I'm
what we
saying.
say.
Mikey, don't discredit.
I'm not
Don't
discredit. I'm just
discredit
saying.
Mikey.
I'm asking. Do you think it's common that people are thinking and doing what you're saying you do?
I'm going. I
want you to be
like
honest
to
about
see the
this.
good in people, so I'm going to say yes. I believe that majority of women,
Really?
the majority of women, when
Yeah.
they do date somebody, that they are dating them, and if they have children, that they're taking all of their
They're
needs
conducting themselves the way you do.
into consideration, and they are being inclusive
Right.
of the child.
Now, going back to the scenario, the youth's rude.
Okay. Well, even with a rude child, if listen, it's been done as well. So even if there's a rude child, I'm not a stranger to. We might have to go to parents' evening, and I'll come.
Well, check this out, Mark. There's been 2 serious relationships I've had where the children were particularly challenging.
Oh.
And I mean, when I say challenging, bro, I mean, you're thinking, boy, should you just get thrown through the window? Challenging.
Yeah.
And I took it upon myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna have to do. I chose this woman. I know her child's challenging. I'm gonna have to try and deal.
Do you
with
know the
this
kids like that?
No.
At the point where you said, I'm gonna take this extra
No,
serious.
no.
Okay.
But when I realized they were, I had made the conscious decision that okay, let's try and figure this out. But in both instances, there was no father readily about. There was no you know what I mean. So I in my head I thought maybe it's you need a strong male influence in your life. Do you know what I mean? And in both occasions, the children changed with my presence.
Okay.
And with the influence I had on them. It was hard work.
Shout out to Mikey.
It was hard work, but it did.
I pressed the wrong
That's
button.
the wrong one. I was about to say that's rubbish.
Sorry, wait a minute.
I thought I was going to get a round of applause.
I know, that's what I was expecting to go too far. Still confused and stuff. But the same way you've said that, I would expect that.
Right. So you would expect that from the man, right?
Yes, because
right.
I'm expecting.
Okay. Would you expect
to
it from a woman who's coming and he's like, boy, I'm you to come live with me, you know, and I have a little problem still.
Well, if that's what it is
she gonna really be like, yeah? Cool.
I would hope so. I would. If I've been with you for 6 years,
Okay.
and you come and tell me that your child's coming, and I'm going to say, come on, no.
So you don't know any women that that would have a problem with their partners, kids, just in general, or whether they had any behavioral problems.
I don't know any women that have. But then again, my circle's very small, so I'm definitely counting on one hand.
Right. Okay.
So no, I don't know any that would have a problem with if that's what he came and said.
Have you ever had a conversation with your friends and your friends have gone, I just hope I can really make a good impression on his kids, and I just hope that I can really, really show him that I'm going to be a good role model for his
They
children.
haven't had the actual conversation and stuff, but their behaviour speaks for itself.
So
if they show up at my house without him, they've got their kids and the extra children, the blended family.
Right.
Then that's what's showing me that you're putting in the time.
I can tell you that men have that conversation.
All right, listen.
Right,
Let me just go over the relationship dilemma again for people that have just joined. So you and your partner have been together for 6 years. Everything's going great. Okay, money's not a problem. You've got a big house. Your partner has a 12-year-old son with behavioural issues. The child's constantly getting excluded from school and has attacked a teacher in the past. The child lives with its grandmother. You and the child have also had run-ins. Okay, the grandmother has now passed away, and there's two options. Either the child goes into care or the child comes and lives with you. Your partner states that it's their wish for the child to come and live with you. Okay, do you agree? Is it a yes or is it a no? That's for the people that have just joined. Also, people, tag your friends, just type their name into the comments box and get them to join. We want as many people locked into this as possible.
What's your view on this, Mark?
Yeah.
What's your view? Okay, let me ask you. So mine's a two-layered question. First of all, obviously, it's what's your view on the topic in general?
We've got someone who wants to call in. Actually.
Okay, that's excellent. And what's your view on the difference between how a man views entering a relationship with a woman with children and the vice versa?
Right. So let me answer the second part first. So in terms of how I would view it, being the person that I am, if I meet a woman and she's got kids, initially it's a bit, the whole situation is a bit touchy-feely, isn't it? You're not going to jump straight in and try and be that guy, because you might jump straight in and, believe it or not, she actually might not want that from you.
Yeah, that has happened.
Yeah,
that has happened.
She might not.
That's happened to me.
She might not want you to be the man you can to manage the child as and when required, to be buying the child gifts, to be playing that father role. She might not want that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, she might. So for me, it would be about small steps. Okay, small steps. But in terms of any reservation, in terms of playing that role, hell no. Because that's just what a real man would do. I'm not trying to big myself up when I say that, but that's just what a real man would do. You step up to the plate and you just do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. You take them as a package. In terms of females, I've literally got no idea how women think on this subject.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. I honestly don't. So women, again, we're asking you, and again, the majority of you are going to say, yeah, Rod, you know what, I'd be that mother figure, but there's got to be someone listening right now who wouldn't want to play that role. It's got to be. Everybody can't just be it can't be a case of everyone's just saying, yeah, I'd be that woman. Because the same way that I'm saying I'd be that man, I know a bagger man who wouldn't be that man. They wouldn't. So
but wouldn't that be a choice at the beginning? Because my point is, at the time when you start dating somebody and they have children, that's a decision that you make from the beginning. You know, how involved you get, that kind of, you establish that.
What are you saying to decision?
So, you know, that you're going to take that child on board as well as the man, or you're going to take the woman on board as well as the
but
children.
Michelle, when the man comes along, you don't see him and his pitney typically, because the children are living with the mother. This is the point I'm making.
Yeah, but I'm saying
you see the child far down the line a lot of the time. When he comes, but the first time he comes around, or you've decided you're comfortable enough to invite him to your home, the children are there in your home.
No.
When he invites you to his home, his child typically ain't there.
Well, my situation is, after my children's father, when I started dating, I had seen somebody for almost a year, and then when it was time for them to meet my children, I met theirs at the same time.
Okay.
And that's how it was.
That's nice, actually.
That's a good
not
way
how
to
it
handle
normally
it.
happens.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Michelle, you move different.
Right.
You do things how you're supposed to do them.
Yeah.
That's not normally how it happens.
You know it's not how it normally happens,
come
Michelle.
on, women,
you
please.
You know that's not how it normally
women
happens,
tuned
Michelle.
in.
You know it doesn't.
Come on, women tuned in.
I personally think that the man would see her kids first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we think about every example we can think of as guys who've met a woman
Not
that's
my
already got
children,
a child.
yeah.
He's always met her first.
You're not gonna
It's
meet-
been the same with me. And then when I brought my kids down, it was much further down the line. Like, okay, I'm comfortable enough to.
All right. Let's get another Michelle, actually. Another Michelle on the call in. She's actually called in before. She called in when we used to use
Yes.
I
remember.
All right, let's give Michelle a call.
This should be interesting.
Michelle, you only got 5 minutes though.
That's if nobody else has an extra question.
I'm looking at Mikey.
I ain't looking at anybody.
You're looking at Mikey.
I was actually
Hello?
looking at Mo.
Hello.
How you doing, Michelle? You all right?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Hi,
I think
Michelle.
It's a great topic.
It's a great topic. But you know how we do it the Mass Appeal podcast. Okay.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I was saying, you know how we do here, great topic, great content, great presenters,
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it you wanted to communicate with us?
Well, firstly, I wanted to speak on the topic that you raised with the guy that was with the woman for 6 years, or the woman that was with the guy for 6 years. I didn't hear you mention anything about the mum of the child. And I'm one of
Did
those
she pass
mums.
away?
No, because...
That-
No.
Pardon?
Wait a minute. Because the question is unisex. So you could be the woman, and then we're talking about the dad who's absent. Does that make sense? As in, we're all looking at it from a point of view as though it's a man and a woman, and it's the mother that's absent. But it's a unisex question. The dad could be absent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, okay.
All right,
Well, to answer that question real quick, if I was with somebody for 6 years and their child was living with their grandmother, that would be a red flag for me, because the man, really and truly, if he's got a big home or the woman's got a big home, you should be asking your partner to have that child live with you as well. The child shouldn't have been living with the grandma in the first place, because obviously mum or dad.
There's a reason, Michelle. What it is, the child wanted to go and live with the grandma,
which is fair enough. Yeah. Which is fine.
I just made it up.
Probably had a better relationship with the grandma, and he didn't have such a good relationship with the mother or the father. My views on relationships where you have children and you have a new partner. First and foremost, I have 2 children and they have a father. And I personally do not put my children's responsibility on my partner.
All right.
Because they have a father, and I don't want to step on their father's toes. So the disciplining and the upbringing of my children are me and their father's responsibility.
Okay, so going back to what I just said a minute ago, in
Yeah.
terms of, because Mikey asked me how would I be in that situation, and I'm saying that for me as a man, I'm cool to
Yeah.
step up in it. But a lot of women, well, not a lot of women, some women potentially wouldn't want the man to actually take that role on board, and she still wants to control things. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, which
And,
is
and
me.
handle the kids.
Yeah.
Which is me. And
Okay.
if I am with a partner who has a child, I am the type of woman that would like to speak with the child's mother, so the mother knows what type of
Yes.
child, what type of woman is around
You
her
know,
child.
right.
most women ain't gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, Michelle.
So what was that last
that's
point
my-
there? What was that last point?
I
Sorry.
don't like to step on any mother's toes.
That's right.
So I would prefer if that man, if he was a man,
The
he would
introduction.
introduce me to his mother's,
That's right.
his children's mother.
That's
So
right.
we could have a relationship. It wouldn't have to always go through him. If
That's-
she wanted me to do her a favour, she could call me.
Look, I'm just waiting for
That's
Michelle
the
to say
type
amen.
of relationship I'd like. I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
See,
So-
I'm not. See, so I'm not the only.
To step on my
I'm-
my children's father's toes.
Michelle,
thank you very much, Michelle, because I'm sitting here and the evil eye over here is looking at me like I'm the only person in the world that thinks like that as a woman.
The evil
So I am so glad that
Hey,
you've
so-
called in and you've said that
No,
because
she
it
said
is-
she'd like to think. She didn't say it did happen.
But it means
What-
that she
say it
has the
again.
trait. You see, Mike is trying to say that you'd like to think as opposed that it didn't happen. But it's the fact that she has that trail of thought that there is that room for a relationship. Not saying that we're going to be best mates.
Let's keep it real.
At the end of the day,
Let's keep it real.
mother
Let's
should
keep
know.
let's keep it real, right? Let's keep it real.
yeah. But how many
Enough
mothers are out
baby
there that want
mums.
to get
All
to
right
know-
then.
No,
Enough-
how many mothers are out there that want to get to know their children's father's partner
Yeah, but what was
without
no,
having bitterness towards them?
I don't know about that.
Well, okay, I know a few.
A large percentage of
I
people.
know a few women that are bitter towards their partner's partner.
I'd
Yeah,
say-
exactly,
I'd say- I'd say
exactly.
a
A
lot.
lot.
I'd say a lot.
I have been
a massive
fortunate. then.
percentage.
Well, I've
a
been
massive
fortunate.
percentage of it's been like this. I've spoken to a current partner and said, yo, I'd like you to develop a relationship with my previous one that I've had a child with, and the point that told me no.
Dunno
But
about
why?
that.
What's the reason? You
Mm.
have
They just-
nothing to hide.
they just
You're
said
putting
no.
You're letting them know
Yeah,
that there's nothing going
but
on.
but
with
it
your
wasn't
ex-partner
it wasn't
and
even
you
that
would like them to have
that
a
was but that
relationship.
wasn't my primary reason. My primary reason was, what if I get hit by a bus tomorrow?
Yeah, that's true.
Shouldn't the pit and them know each
Very
other?
true.
Why did
Yeah,
they
but
say no?
It's just a
Well,
you
at the
tell me,
same
you're the
time-
woman.
I wouldn't.
Hello?
Yes, Michelle, carry on
At
because
the same time, a mature woman would like to have a relationship with the child's mother.
yes, big
Mi-
woman
no,
business.
I agree with that, Michelle. But in all honesty, I think that most baby mothers. No. Let me rephrase that.
So-
I'd say there's a large percentage of females who feel bitter towards the father of their. No, Michelle, I've seen it. They feel bitter towards the father when he moves on and he's happy. I've seen it.
Michelle,
I've never,
very well.
and I've never experienced it, but I've seen it. I've never experienced it, but I've seen it.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm
yeah,
wrong, but
and I've seen it too.
I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it.
Michelle, is it your experience that most of the women like, no, I really want to know his new partner?
I think what it comes down to is what
when there's children, you better.
No, but I'm saying, is that what you've
I
seen?
think it comes to how the relationship broke off as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You think so?
I would say that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
say that is a yes and a no, because once it's broken off and what's you still got children and you've got to co-parent, and so it's in the best interest. So, but saying that, when people see me and mine's, because
You
my
have a
baby
very
father
good
is my
relationship. Yeah, but you have a really good relationship
Yeah.
with the you know what I mean.
I
So it's
do.
your situation is so different.
So you need to look at the broader
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
spectrum.
Your situation's so
I don't know it to be
different.
any
Michelle,
different.
So
the
different.
broader
Yeah.
spectrum. You know
So,
about-
like-
do you know about the broader spectrum?
I don't know if she does.
I don't because how
Shout
my
out to the broader
setup-
spectrum.
I have a great relationship with my children's fathers. There's two of them. Sounds like there was loads. And with two of them, both of them, we're
Yeah.
friends. I know their
And
their
that-
children.
Michelle, that is very
after me.
unique,
That's
Michelle.
excellent.
But and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
even as we're speaking,
It's not
their
unique,
their
Mark.
children.
it's very few and
No,
far
Michelle,
between.
it's unique, and you know
I
it.
don't know
Thank
where
you,
these
Michelle.
Women,
You know it,
women
Michelle.
are going like women are out here going, oh, I've just met. this
No,
guy.
I've just no.
It's
it's
not
just-
happening.
No, and even as we speak now, children that they've had after me come to my house because some of their
And I love
siblings
that.
Which is
are
great.
at my
I love
house
that.
That's
and
great.
they
but
are
That's you, Michelle.
okay. I'm anti-Mish. I love the children.
Yeah, that's you though. What I'm saying, I mean, up to be fair with you, I'm gonna give it to like. So my first two sons are with from two different relationships, and I introduced them to each other, and they got on great.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even have to be involved in that. They be calling each other, bringing the kids around to each other. That's great. That's how I wanted it though. But that is not the norm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the norm.
Okay, then it's me. Then it's the norm for me, and it's not for
Do you know what I
anybody
mean?
else. I'm
So
I'm-
they. But what I will say is
That's
that my second son's mother is much older. So she's older than me. So her and she had children previously. So I think from experience and from having an older, much more mature mentality, it made her say, okay, what I really want to do. And she, in fact, was the one who really pursued trying, because I suggested it, and she was the one who actively tried to
There you
establish
go.
a relationship.
So there's some.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I think there was a few different circumstances that accounted for that. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, Michelle's still on the line.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Sorry. Yeah.
Michelle, listen.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, Michelle, as always.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
Thank
no
you
much.
very much, Michelle.
You always
Man.
give a good
Your
view.
opinion's
Much
great.
appreciated.
Your opinion's
Yeah,
great.
keep
Catch-
up the good work, guys.
All right,
Thank you,
catch up
Michelle.
soon. Cheers,
Okay,
Michelle.
bye.
Bye. I'm glad Michelle called in because I was feeling very lonely. I felt like I was on an island.
Now look at the comments.
And no, but okay,
If you read the comments,
let's have a look.
The women are actually with you.
Are you with me, ladies? Let me just go back and have a little scroll.
Just going back to the dilemma then. So I think one thing that no one's considered is the fact of you and your partner are in this happy relationship. It's utopia.
It's happy.
Now that child coming to live with you, how is that gonna affect that dynamic? Because No, Michelle, the child has behavioural problems, and you and the child have also had run-ins previously.
But you should already have a relationship with that child. So yes, the dynamics are gonna change, but the basics should already be there. So it's not somebody completely fresh and new.
No, Michelle.
You
no.
already interact with the kid.
You've had run-ins with this child. The child has behavioural issues. Yeah, you've met the child previously. Okay, you've met the child previously, but deep down, you know the child don't like you. So you know when the child comes to live with
Now
you,
you're throwing extra bits in.
you're making up as I go along.
Okay.
You know when that child,
We've got to work on it then.
you know when that child comes to live with you, it's not gonna go swimmingly.
Well, I have friends that work in that kind of area in education that work with behavioural and such so forth. So I would tap into what needs to be tapped into. Maybe we can go to there's some therapy that's be needed or some other support. No, I'm just all for the relationship 6 years. It's going swimmingly.
Swimmingly.
So we're swimming forward and backwards, and so we've got to work it out. We've got to figure this out.
Yeah. Okay. So my outlook on this situation is that child is not coming to stay with me. No, sir. I'm joking. My outlook is
We almost go in on them, you know. Man, really made us go off on them.
my outlook is the child would have to come and live with us. It would. I mean, even with all the issues, if my partner wanted that, you have to be flexible in relationships. So yeah, I feel as though it would potentially put a strain on our situation. But I think love would save the day, guys.
Yeah, you've got. That's not.
I
That's
think love would
nice.
save the day.
That's nice.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I would hope so.
yeah.
Love would save the day. Do you know YouTube pulled me up for playing that last week?
What
Did
did
they?
What did you do? Did you have to
Nah,
silence the?
Nah,
the part?
I was talking to Michelle about it earlier. I'm gonna have to start doing that. But yeah, you play any tune on YouTube,
Yeah.
and the algorithm picks it
The
up.
one day money, man.
Nah, they just strike a video.
Okay.
Yeah, the child will come and live with me, and yeah, we'd have to just work for it. Michelle,
So how about okay, Charles coming to live with. So we spin it on the head. You're you're the one that's gone to get your child, and your partner actually then says to you, can't do it, Mark, I'm sorry. What do you do then? Are you staying or you leave?
Well, my child's not going into care.
Perfect.
Simple things, isn't it?
Perfect.
So yeah, it's a case of a last one for the road. one more pump for the
So
road.
you want to go upstairs?
No, listen.
I got 2 hours to
No,
kill.
it should be one pump. Just to let her know.
Like I'm gone. Peace.
Yeah, my child's not going into care, so I'm out, man. I'm out. Or actually,
I can't imagine.
Would she be out? Because whose house is it?
There you go. There's that as well. But would you? Okay, so you mean you're out the relationship, or you're just out of living in that household? You live in your own household. Would you still see the person?
No. Well, if she's saying she can't accept my decision, then it's obviously
I
over.
can't see how.
You could
You
still
think
stay
it's
I
a
can't
you?
see how it can.
That's
I don't see
That's what I'm
how.
saying. So the situation that I've seen with this couple online,
Yeah.
and I couldn't understand the chap sitting next to her while they're at counselling, by the way, and she's saying to the counsellor, it's a deal breaker for me. I didn't sign up for this, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with the relationship. And he's just sitting there. I'm thinking, dude, why
Super
haven't you?
Saiyan simp levels.
I thought, why have you not thrown up your deuces and left the building? He was still sitting there. I was thrown.
He had his cape on real tight.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Choking
When it's sexy time, he lies on his back.
Oh,
His legs go behind his shoulders.
oh my
Actually,
goodness.
we need to read some of these comments.
There's a big thing here in that one. It will affect it dramatically. However, you will just have to accept it as an adult. The majority of the population struggle with co-parenting because they're not able to separate the adult relationship from the parenting relationship. Good point. Lots of likes with that one. I do think some birth parents do not realize that they can't have it both ways and expect all the contributions that a good step parent offers, but then expects the step parent to stay in their lane and have no stay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Agree with Michelle? Yeah, let's read those ones. Agree with Michelle. I agree with Michelle. Michelle, yes. Exactly, so true. Some baby mums are petty though. Hopefully not many. I'm still riding for the ladies here. Michelle, I never want a man I met to meet my kids as they have their dads. And so if they were to meet my kids, it would be a good year down the line. Yeah.
Who was that there?
Nikki.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's my thoughts. I think that you've got to be pretty certain about the individual before you introduce them to anybody. Your children, my children know their dad, and they know one other person. That's it. There's nobody else for them to know.
Right. Listen, let's move on to the final topic